Uh, Good day, friends. Welcome to this session by Vigya Jyotish Sangh, the online learning platform. We've got a conversational showcase session from William Sir. William Sir needs no introduction. He brings decades of esoteric astrology learning and wisdom and nuggets from his own research and experience into each learning session. So today, Sir will be sharing his research on Paap the astrological phenomenon when a bhava or a planet gets sandwiched between two malefic planets. But there's a lot more, as we'll find out as we exchange notes and Sir shares his insights. Sir, over to you.
Yes. Just for the friends. Hari Ganapati Pavamahe Kavim Kavina Vinavasnavastavam Jayashtharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashyaman Devasi Pasantanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Virvaje Yungate Veena Payavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Namaha Sri Guru Hari Om Om Bhagavad Swaha Tachantar Harikanima Dev Singh Ashok Mahaditya Soman Guru Shukla Sari. Okay. Good. Bye everybody. Yes, sir. Good day. So this is going to be a preview session about the Saturday session on Pavagatri we are going to do. So I'll just tell you what we are going to do about it. So it should not be, it's a simple, so there's a simple depiction of what is Pavagatri. So always we use the word sandwiched, so I thought it'd be appropriate to give it, or we can, it's a burger which is sandwiched, or the sandwich. It could be a good sandwich with Shubhakatri, it is a good sandwich, with Pavakatri, it's a bad sandwich. Or see, this is also something depicted for a Pavakatri. It's a typical Pavakatri. Or this is another spiritual Upanishad tale. And there are many planets involved in the Pavakatri. It is hemmed between or sandwiched between many dangerous aspects. So this is another depiction. Or this is a typical warning sign, which is, I think, very much resembles a Pavakatri. Okay, this is okay. We can say the literal translation is nothing but a scissors of a Pavakatri. So there's some pictorial before we go into it. So what we are going to see, so I'm not going to tell or take any example or anything. Just going to give you what can be known from a Pavakatri. What is there in a Pavakatri? Is just Pavakatri hemmed between two planets. Yes, it is going to be restraining and blocking. What is there to learn about it? But there are many, if I have to tell you, there is a big pattern secret. There is a very important design in Pavakatri. I will tell you from where, how all, see, generally, we know the definition we have to know what is, there is something called Papakatri, Shubhakatri, or there's something a mix of both, Shubha and Papakatri. So this is a three designs it will be there. Then we all know what is Papakatri. General Papakatri is, it is not just two malefics. I think the second house, the planet must be in retro, and the planet in the 12th house must be direct. So this is a very powerful Papakatri, but that is not all for Papakatri. Okay, the effect of Papakatri, and we know it is supposed to be very restraining. It not allows the particular planet to function. But then there are different types of Papakatri. Is the Papakatri going to involve only natural malefics, or it can be also involve functional malefics? It is there. Now, what happens? How many houses? Yeah, this is a very, very important question. In fact, the main part of the course is how many houses are involved in Papakatri? Is it only one house, two houses, three, four? How many houses are involved? It is very, very important. So many people usually assume it is just three houses are involved. Or if you say Pabhavadya, if the benefic is in between two malefics in the same sign, it's Pabhavadya. But if it involves three signs, it is supposed to be Papakatri. Then what is the influence of retro planets in Papakatri? Is only if the planet of the second as a retro, only then is it considered a Papakatri. Or if the planet which is in the second, it is direct, it is moving away. And imagine the planet in the 12th is retro. So is there a Papakatri and when condition or not? So that is another point. Let's say if the Papakatri is involving exalted planets, is it going to harm or not? Now what, okay, then if there are more than one planet in Papakatri, what does it happen? Maybe there are 3 planets in simultaneous Papakatri. What does it? Then if there is a benefic aspect, let's say Jupiter's aspect on the Papakatri, does it reduce the Papakatri? So there are a lot of discussions. First, just to understand the formation and how it is active or when it gets deactive itself is on one very, very important aspect of understanding about Papakatri. But this is one part. This is one part of what can be understood first about Papakatri. But that's not all about Papakatri. We have something called, okay, I've just spoken about the logic of Papakatri. There is something very interesting from the Gemini's Arkala and Papakatri. This is very, very important. So see, in Gemini's Arkala, a planet in the second, planet in the third, fourth, also secondary planets in the fifth do influence a planet. This is one condition. It's called Shubha Arkala. If there is a malefic, it's a Papa Arkala. But at the same time, a planet in the 12th is blocked by planet in the 12th. A planet in the third is blocked by a planet in the 11th. A planet in the fourth is blocked by a planet in the 10th. So it is called a Virodha Arkala. So there is something called a malefic is in the second and another malefic is in the 12th. It's a classic Papakatri, okay. But what happens if there is a malefic in the third and there is a malefic in the 11th? Or let's say, because some people say that third house can never be a block. There's no Virodha Arkala. A malefic is in the fourth and a malefic is in the 10th house. Okay. There is something more special. Okay, this one. What happens if it continuously 2 and 11, 2 and 12, 3 and 11, 4 and 10, 6 and 8. Gemini calls it Bandhana Yoga. It's a very restraining combination. This is a very big hint at nothing but Papakatri. It's not what is it. So what does it mean? There's a lot of secrets if you have to decode to understand what is Bandhana Yoga, what is Arkala. It is nothing but actually defining something. The logic is related to Papakatri only. There is a very big understanding. If you decode this aspect of Arkala and Bandhana, there is something bigger to understand about it. So this I will explain in detail in the session. Then there is something Nadi and Papakatri. Nadi and Papakatri is totally different. In fact, I'll tell you what Nadi is. Now, Nadi is very important. A planet, first planet, it is going to meet. First planet means a planet, let's say a planet in Scorpio. The next planet, let's say the planet is in Capricorn or Aquarius. So if it is a benefic, the planet is going to act benefic. If a planet, it is going to be 2 malefics or a malefic, the planet which immediately, if it is going to be meet a malefic, it is going to be negative. This is again a hint at Papakatri formation. So is it is it in the second or the third or in the fourth or fifth? Will it cause a Papakatri? No, in any house, it acts like a Papakatri. This is very, very important from the Nadi. It's very similar to Gemini's Arkala, which tells you what is Papakatri. Then Parasari Yogas, if you look at Parasari Yogas, mainly the solar lunar yogas. You look at the solar yoga, Sunabha and above. So if there's a planet in the second and a planet in the 12th, or if the planet in the 2 and 12, it is supposed to be Sunabha and above Durtara. Or if you take the lunar yoga, where a planet is in the second or a planet is in the 12th. What I say, it is supposed to be a yoga. If there is a malefic, it is a restrained yoga. So it is in the Surya Yoga, it is Vesi and Vasi and Durtara. In Chandra Yoga, it is Sunabha and Anubha. So there is another thing called Adi Yoga, Lagnadi Yoga, Chandradi Yoga. So again, it is a benefic in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, if they are there. What I say, this again a kind of hint at it is not a planet has to be in 2 and 12 to cause a Papakatri. Even if a planet is in exactly 6 and 7 and 8 together, there is a sort of negative influence. Yes, Pabadi also. Lagnadi, Chandradi, it can be a Shubha Adi Yoga. there is again another hint at the function of you need decode. All these are all incomplete things. If you attach it, you will form a very important understanding of Paap. Then we have the most important Kala Sarpa. This is the biggest hint. What is Kala Sarpa? All planets between Rahu and Ketu. What is this? What is the meaning of Kala Sarpa? It is a Papakatri. Again, there's a big argument. It is not there in any of the books. So after what is it? People who are celebrities have Kala Sarpa. So Kala Sarpa does not exist. But there is a way. It is not just planets are between Rahu and Ketu. Does not activate Kala Sarpa. If malefics are there with the planets, and where the Rahu Ketu sits down, only in that condition it gets active. If Rahu Ketu is in a good house with benefics, it will give exactly opposite results. And then it's not okay. I will give you a slight. I will give you a hint and what all can be taken from. It's not the Kala Sarpa. Now we will call it as Rahu Ketu. Let's say Moon alone is outside the Kala Sarpa axis. Now, do we call it Kala Sarpa or not? Tell me. Moon is outside the axis. Now we call it, is the Kala Sarpa exist or does not exist?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I've never
No.
thought of those lines.
No. So what happens now? Let's say one planet is outside. Now what happens is now only Moon is under check. Now what Moon alone is in between Rahu Ketu. At least the other planets are together. There is some sort of formation. Now Moon alone will be alone in a formation. So an isolated planet will work differently. When all planets are in one side, it is different. There are many patterns and combinations for this. I will explain to you. When all benefics are on one side, all malefics are on one side. If malefics and benefics are on one side, let's say there are 3 malefics on one side and 1 benefic is cut in one axis. So decoding Papakatri from the Rahu Ketu itself is a very huge understanding. That another very important aspect called squared by Rahu Ketu. Rahu Ketu are there. So the 4th and 10th from Rahu Ketu, if a planet sits in, particularly if it is sitting in the exact degree, a few, let's say 2-3 degrees away, it is supposed to be squared and strongly influenced by Rahu Ketu. And this is also very related to Papakatri, because in case if there is a benefic in between, it has a different effect. But between in the square, if there is a malefic in between, it takes a different. These are all related to Papakatri only. So it is a pattern, actually, a complete pattern. It is, you have to watch the flow of patterns. It is benefic, malefic, benefic, or the flow of planet is malefic, malefic, malefic. If it goes, what is it? So it is very, very important. If it is malefic and malefic, there is another one important called, we have a Malik Yoga. Malik, when all the planets are in flow. Now, if it is one malefic, one benefic, it's different. If it is continuously malefic, it is different. But if it goes in one malefic and benefic, it by itself can cause a Papakatri. It can cause it, and it is very much related to Papakatri Yoga. So these are all hints, but it has never been discussed. But if we put it together, it is a design, a pattern to understand where it is not a planet must be in Kendra Kona, a planets must be conjoined, a planets must be together. Which first, which next, what next? What is the flow of planets? A benefic, a malefic, how it should be there. If so it's not just involving 3 houses. The complete distribution of planets and how are they distributed? Are they distributed in a malefic way or in a benefic way? And what is in between, which comes, is very important design. Only then you get a decode any yogas in the past. It is a very important aspect, a very basic pattern you will have to understand. And this is the only thing we all know is, okay, and a planet is in between 2 malefics, that particular bhava or planet is not going to give you results. But there are a lot more than that. It is not just involving 3 houses. It can be more than 3 houses. And when the Rahu Ketu comes, it has a different influence. And the distance and many other aspects are there. This is a basic, if you understand a pattern, planetary flow of pattern, we need to understand. That is a very, very important session. You will understand something very, very important. And it is something relate. I have to call it Papakatri only because it is basic. It is hemming of malefics or benefics. This is decoding of yoga also, or you can call it decoding of yoga, or allowing a yoga to function. You might have a strong planet, but suddenly you will see it's not functioning. If you look at it, why it is not functioning, you will see a very, very important aspect why it is not. Yes, sir. Do you have any doubts?
No, very interesting. I think the parts about the Nadi, irrespective of how many planets prior or late could cause a Kartari, and the Gemini Argala, I think completely new. I used to just assume that this is it's hemmed in under two preferably converging planets, but multiple houses, all of these would probably be really interesting to get your insights on, sir. Uh, just one thing that, I think you mentioned it. The classical one is like a scissor where they are closing. You said the 12th should be forward.
Usually, traditionally is because the second planet in the second from a planet. So the second house from a planet must be retro. So it's coming backwards.
Yes.
And a planet in the 12th, it's direct. So it is coming towards. So one
They
planet
converge.
coming, so the convergence is very forceful. It is like this, no? The convergence, like if let's say the planet behind is retro or the planet in front is direct, they are going away. But what I say is this it is does it mean if there are two planets together, it doesn't cost there is variation. We'll have to understand when, and let's say if especially if there is Saturn in front, what is a Saturn is not going to catch if it's a direct Saturn. What is the meaning? Or the Papakatri, what is influenced by a fast planet is different. The Papakatri is influenced by, let's say, Saturn or Rahu, different. And Rahu Ketu, I think the crux of Papakatri is related to Rahu Ketu. When Rahu Ketu influence, it has absolutely total difference.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing your insights on the Rahu Ketu part. You had mentioned the squaring, I think, several times in your past sessions, particularly
Yes,
marital.
yes.
But I mean, probably the impact on all planets is, on other planets is probably going to be something that we look forward to in these sessions.
There are little more, many more. I just marked the hints to give the curiosity. What to say, what call can be discussed. There anything I've not said in the class, like there can be a Papakatri when the planet in Papakatri can be aspected by both the planets.
Oh.
So there are many variations, different types we can go. And this is not exactly Papakatri. It is a design. It's a particular design where what is it, you must know benefic, malefic, the distribution of what is the secret of a distribution you have to know, and it's not involving 2-3 houses, it will involve all the 12 houses. And very important, this has to be understood with the Rahu Ketu axis. Rahu Ketu axis is part of it. All the planets on one side of the Rahu Ketu axis and the Papakatri involving the Rahu Ketu axis, very, very good. And Kalasarpa is again a very misunderstood aspect. Everybody thinks Kalasarpa it is bad. But Kalasarpa, only under a condition, it's bad. Otherwise, what I say, it can give very good results also.
Yeah, I mean, some of our prime ministers, Jawaharlal Nehru, had a Kalasarpa.
Many people have it, but in a particular house, in a particular condition, it can become a yoga or it can become a dosha.
Wonderful, sir. We'll be looking forward to your session. So, friends, this sets the stage for Lawence's session, under the Vigya Jyotish Sangh online learning platform. I mean, I was surprised by the coverage that we are going to see in the upcoming session. I urge if anybody wants to learn, please enroll for this session. I would urge people to even join the Vigya Jyotish Sangh, because there we actually have sir and other gurus who bring their wisdom into modulated chart discussion. So people can share their readings of the chart, and sir kind of gives his insights and guides us to the right decoding. And there are people like, like William sir and Dinesh sir and several others, and research also from the individuals can be shared. So thank you very much, sir, for this session, preview session. Looking forward to the live Power Pack session coming up on Paap. Good day, friends.